All right, today we're going to take a trip down one of England's most important rivers. We're going to follow it from its source, way up in the mountains, all the way out to the sea. So, yeah, let's dive right into the story of the River Tees. You can think of every river as having its own biography, a story of how it's born, how it grows, and how it completely shapes the world around it. And the Tees? Oh, it's no exception. Its story starts out as just a tiny trickle, but believe me, it quickly turns into this powerful force that carves up landscapes and defines entire communities. Okay, so let's get our bearings. We're talking about the northeast of England here. The River Tees runs for about 85 miles, starting its life way up in the rugged Pennine Hills and finishing its journey out in the North Sea. And this is a river that has seen it all. It's witnessed history, it's powered industry, and it's thrown some pretty unique challenges at everyone who's tried to live along its banks. So, we're going to start our journey right at the beginning in the river's youth, what's called its upper course. This is where the Tees is just bursting with energy. It's totally untamed. And it's here that it creates one of England's most spectacular natural landmarks. So, the river's birthplace is way up high in the Pennines, right near Crossfell. At this kind of altitude, the landscape is pretty harsh. It's all moorland. And because those slopes are so steep, the young river just has this incredible energy. All that power means it can carve straight down into the rock. It's a process known as vertical erosion, and it's super powerful. And this is what you get with all that power. High force. It's one of England's biggest waterfalls, and it plunges a staggering 21 meters. I mean, it's just a stunning display of the river's raw, creative energy. But how exactly does a river make something this dramatic? Well, it's actually a classic geology lesson. See, the Tees flows over this really tough, resistant layer of rock called windsill. But, and this is the key part, the rock underneath it is much, much softer. So the river just eats away at that softer rock much faster, undercutting the hard cap rock until, whoosh, it collapses. That's what creates the steep drop. And over thousands and thousands of years, this process just repeats, and the waterfall slowly but surely moves backward, carving out that deep gorge you see today. Pretty cool, right? Okay, let's follow the river as it moves downstream. As it leaves those steep hills behind, its whole character changes. You could say it matures. It slows down, and it starts to interact with people, with civilization, in some really profound ways. It literally shapes where people live and work. And that brings us to the town of Yarm. Now, check this out. It's built inside this massive loop, or meander, of the River Tees. And this very specific location? Well, for the people living there, it's been both a huge blessing and a massive curse. Yeah, what's so fascinating here is the contrast over time. Back in the day, being surrounded by the river on three sides made Yarm a natural fortress, a brilliant defensive position. But fast forward to today, and that exact same loop is a major problem. It acts like a bottleneck, you know? It slows the river's flow rate down, which makes the town dangerously vulnerable to floods. All right, so in the final stage of its journey, the river enters what's called its lower course. At this point, it's wide, it's slow, and it's basically running out of steam. So it starts dropping all the mud and sand it's been carrying for 85 miles. This builds up these huge mudflats and sandbanks, and it forms a wide estuary as it finally meets the sea. And the estuary really tells the modern story of the Tees. It's a place of total contrasts. On one hand, you've got huge areas of land that have been reclaimed to build this massive industrial complex. Ports, chemical plants, the whole shebang. But on the other hand, you have places like seal sands, which are protected havens. They're absolutely vital habitats for wildlife, especially these huge colonies of gray seals. So when you think about it, with the constant threat of flooding on one side and the needs of industry on the other, it's really no surprise that people have spent centuries trying to manage and control the River Tees. This part of the story is all about human ingenuity going head-to-head with natural power. This table gives us a fantastic, quick overview of all the different strategies. So look, way up in the hills, you have the Cow Green Reservoir. Its job is to hold back water during heavy rain. Then, down in Yarm, they've built levees. Those are artificial banks to protect the town. Further downstream, some sections of the river have even been straightened out to help the water get to the sea faster. And then finally, you've got the Tees Barrage right near the mouth, which controls the tides. It's this incredible, comprehensive system that runs the entire length of the river. So as we get to the end of our journey, from those high Pennine Hills all the way to the industrial coast, it's pretty clear that the story of the Tees isn't just about water flowing to the sea.
It's about a dynamic, constantly evolving relationship.
And this really is the crucial point, right? The river carves the waterfalls and the meanders that define the landscape. At the same time, people build reservoirs and barrages that define the river's flow. It's this constant dance between nature and humanity, with each one shaping the other. It's a story that's literally written into the geography of the land.
And that leaves us with one final big question. The relationship we have with the River Tees, well, it's just a snapshot in time, isn't it? With our world changing, with climate change bringing new challenges like more extreme weather, how is this balance between controlling our rivers and just coexisting with them gonna have to evolve in the future? It's definitely something to think about.